as you can see from the thumbnail, the UFC has leaked so many crazy fights. And so let's waste no time. Let's get right into it. And the first fight that the UFC has leaked will be the main event for UFC 329 International Fight Week. That's right. The return of the Mac. Return of the Mac. Once again, return of the... Yes, sir. Conor McGregor will be making his UFC return against the Blessed Express Max Holloway. And I saw people talking on Twitter. I saw people talking on threads all about this fight right here. People are saying that McGregor is going to wipe Holloway. And I think everyone has that Charles Oliveira fight too recently in their mind. If you know Max Holloway, when he doesn't have someone, threatening the takedown with the ability to have absolutely dominant ground game, Max Holloway demolishes many, many clean strikers. We saw him beat Dustin Poirier on the way out. We saw what he did to Justin Gaethje. Oh, my God. And Conor McGregor hasn't fought in years. I think Max Holloway will absolutely dust up Conor McGregor in McGregor's return. I kind of liked the McGregor-Chandler matchup. I thought that fight would have been really, really, really good for McGregor. But nonetheless, we get the Blessed Express. I'm just happy to see Conor McGregor back in the octagon. And let's just say, guys, I'll believe it when I see it. Man, we remember when McGregor-Chandler was supposed to be a thing. I am praying that McGregor finds himself back in the octagon, because a press conference with McGregor, anytime we can get McGregor in the UFC, it is a huge win. And so, the return of the Mac, once again, the return of the Mac, Conor McGregor, will be happening on UFC 329, July 11th, International Fight Week, Las Vegas. Conor McGregor, the Blessed Express. The second fight that the UFC has leaked, we all know the UFC is returning to Philly for the first time, my home city. Philadelphia is getting an absolute banger to headline UFC 330. Islam Makhachev versus Ian Machado Garry. That fight is sure to be a good one. Ian Machado, everyone's saying about Makhachev the same thing. Oh, we saw what Makhachev did to JDM. This fight's going to be easy. Ow. But I'm very, very happy to see this this rivalry reignited. Dagestan, Russia versus Ireland. McGregor started it. Let Ian Machado Garry finish it. I think this will be a much closer fight than the Islam Makhachev JDM fight. JDM really needs to move forward, rip to the body to get his boxing going. Garry is a lot different, right? Garry can kind of prance around on the back foot, light you up with kicks. It's a really kind of, I would almost call it like a conservative game plan. And Ian Machado Garry has a very, very strong jiu-jitsu. We know he tries to claim Brazil, even though he is not Brazilian. But we know he has some of that shoot-a-box style, some of that shoot-a-box jiu-jitsu. And the BJJ that Ian Garry has showed has been on full display. We saw him go to the ground with Rachmanov. And while he didn't win that fight, he's been the guy that has been willing to take any fight at any time, anywhere. And so Ian Machado Garry fighting Islam Makhachev at the top of UFC 330. Philadelphia, man, that's going to be a hard one. I might have to come home to my city just to watch that fight happen. And so, those were two big fights that were leaked. And let's get right into this. We see this again, the UFC. This is confirmed by multiple sources, a top 1% poster on Reddit. And I know this doesn't mean everything, but we are seeing this everywhere. Max Holloway versus Conor McGregor, UFC 329. Islam Makhachev versus Ian Garry at the top of UFC 330 in Philadelphia. And so, again, just to show you guys, this stuff really is everywhere. The UFC summer schedule is beginning to take shape. As reportedly planned, UFC 330 main event in Philadelphia, PA. The UFC is trying to set up Islam Makhachev's first welterweight title defense against Irish superstar Ian Machado Garry. The UFC's first ever event in Philadelphia since August of 2009. This one is sure to be a banger. And so, Where does that leave the division? And let me tell you guys, it leaves us with I'm sorry, guys. This sickness is getting to me. It leaves us with Michael Morales versus Kamaru Usman. Kamaru Usman, the former champion, even though he only has that one win over Joaquin Buckley, we saw Usman's kind of still got it. He had that crazy close fight with Khamzat Chimaev, and we know what Khamzat Chimaev is capable of, especially at 185. And Usman arguably won that fight. And while this fight is not confirmed, I want you guys to take a look at the rankings with me, right? So we saw multiple sources have confirmed Islam Makhachev taking on Ian Machado Garry. You guys see this. Carlos the Nightmare Protest, we all know he's taking on JDM this weekend. Just stay tuned. Guys, stay tuned for that predictions video. That one's going to be a good one. Joaquin Buckley, New Mansa, he's taking on Sean Brady in Newark, New Jersey. Obviously, Rakhmonov is hurt, and you guys will get to it later, but Leon Rocky Edwards, we won't get to it later. Let's get to it right now. Leon Rocky Edwards will be fighting Daniel Rodriguez. UFC welterweight contender Daniel Rodriguez has confirmed he is fighting Leon Edwards on that UFC 329 card. Again, Daniel Rodriguez said he got it. We all saw that interview that he did with Ariel Helwani after he was released from Mexican prison when he said, I got an amazing offer. You guys will probably see me in there with Leon Edwards. International Fight Week. They just offered it. I'm making the decision now. I am accepting the offer. And so we know that Daniel Rodriguez is matched up with Leon Edwards. That takes up Leon Rocky Edwards. That takes on Daniel Rodriguez, who's got to be all the way down here, even though he's ranked on the UFC website. Michael Chiesa is retired. Jeff Hands of Steel Neal's coming off of losses. Mytelbek Oroblai, are we matching up Oroblai with Morales? Absolutely not. Kevin Holland isn't up there. The only guy who could potentially even warrant a matchup with a guy like Morales would be MVP, but I know after that performance with Sam Patterson, they are not giving this fight to MVP. And so that leaves us with only one pathway forward, and that pathway is Michael Morales versus Kamaru Usman, and what is sure to be an absolute scrap, a total banger. We know Morales, we haven't really seen, we've seen him get tested a little bit, but he has crazy pop. But when he gets taken down by a guy like Kamaru Usman, what is he going to do? When he's fighting a grizzled vet like Kamaru Usman, what could happen? We know he has pop. We know he has power. We know he can put anyone's lights out. But what will happen in this fight, I'm not quite sure. But I think we all know Michael Morales is the younger, hungrier guy. I think he probably puts Kamaru Usman away. But we are all interested in seeing this. If Morales wins this one, he is surely next in line for a title. I mean, let's go again, right back to Tapology. Michael Morales, that KO over Sean Brady was absolutely dirty. We saw him KO Gilbert Burns very easily. Finished Neil Magny easily. Decision win over Jake Matthews. Decision win over Max Griffin. Right? We've seen him absolutely dominate at every stage in the UFC. 17-0 in his career, 7-0 in the UFC. And so we got to see Michael Morales. Give him one more, give him that Kamaru Usman fight. And if he wins, we got to see him in there for a title. And we got one more fight that the UFC has leaked, and they've been leaking this for a while. Paddy Pimblett will be fighting Benoit Saint-Denis. We saw Paddy Pimblett post himself signing the contract for his next fight. We saw Benoit Saint-Denis post this. And let's just listen to Ariel Helwani really quickly. See, let's get this full screen. Absolutely.
It appears as though Paddy Pimblett has posted via his social media that, well, he has a picture. I guess we can't play because of the music, but he's wearing a beret. He's holding a baguette. There it is. And what is that? What are those?
I'm sorry, guys. My mic cut out of the last one. But you guys see Paddy Pimblett holding the baguette, wearing the garlic cloves. You guys know Paddy Pimblett versus Benoit Saint-Denis will be happening. And this one is sure to be a very interesting fight. And also, guys, let me know in the comments section between right now and earlier in the video where the audio is better. I've been messing around with holding the microphone, with clipping it to the shirt. So make sure you guys let me know so I can always improve this content for you guys. But nonetheless, Benoit Saint-Denis fighting Paddy Pimblett. It will be an absolute scrap. Benoit Saint-Denis, if he can get through Paddy Pimblett, he finds himself on an easy track towards the title. Benoit Saint-Denis has been disposing of everyone in his path thus far. The only really hiccup that he had was to Dustin Poirier. And in that fight, he had staph infection. Since that Dustin Poirier loss, he has absolutely looked wonderful in all of his UFC matchups. And so this one is sure to be really, really interesting. I'm probably going to lean Paddy Pimblett here, but I think it'll be a wonderful, wonderful scrap. And so that is all the fights that the UFC has made thus far. But let's do a quick speed run through it so you guys remember. We have Islam Makhachev versus Ian Garry headlining UFC 330 in Philadelphia. We have Conor McGregor, the return of the Mac. Once again, Conor McGregor returning against Max Blessed Express Holloway to headline International Fight Week on July 11th. Also on International Fight Week, we have Daniel Rodriguez fighting Leon Edwards. This fight has been confirmed by multiple sources. Daniel Rodriguez saying he got an amazing offer, although see him in there with Leon Edwards. He accepted the matchup on International Fight Week. Beyond just that, we have Paddy Pimblett versus Benoit Saint-Denis and Michael Morales versus Kamaru Usman, all happening upcoming here into this summer and into the early fall. These fights are all bangers. Let me know what you guys think about this matchmaking in the comment section. Let me know who you guys think is going to win these fights. And if you enjoy content just like this, make sure you're smashing that like button. Like and subscribe. Peace.